Today we are focusing on Vijnana Maya, the intellectual intelligence or wisdom layer. It's the layer of discernment, insight, and deeper meaning. Wisdom isn't just about knowing more, it's about seeing clearly. It's about what we do with the knowledge and information that is usually presented to us through the previous layers, the physical, energetical, and the mental layer. In other words, wisdom or intelligence is your ability to connect what you experience with what it means, and to choose empowering interpretations and intelligent responses, even in hard moments. Let's break this down through a few powerful scientific lenses. First of all, recent research in the neuroscience of consciousness confirms that our brain is not a passive receiver of information. It's a prediction machine. We don't react to the world, we actively generate it. As Anil Seth, a famous cognitive scientist, said, every moment our brain is guessing what's about to happen next, based on established prediction models that are based on past experiences, conditioning, and beliefs, simply for the sake of saving energy. So how do we improve or change our brain prediction models? This question leads us to address Dr. Lisa Feldman-Barrett's work on emotions. But first, let me remind you that every emotion has a psychological component happening in the mind and a physiological component happening in the body. Dr. Lisa Feldman-Barrett's work shows emotions are not hardwired reflexes, but constructed experiences based on how we interpret sensations. What you feel in your body isn't good or bad, it's just raw data. Your brain assigns it a story. So, for example, before a public speech, your heart is racing. You can either say, I am anxious, or you can say, I'm excited. Both emotions have the same physiological signature, but the psychological component behind them is different. So, if you label it as excitement, your body will probably shift into performance. And if you label it as anxiety, you may face a panic attack or freeze before your speech. So the label you give your feelings rewires the meaning your brain is assigning and shifts your physiology accordingly. That story becomes your experience. The magic lies in pausing to feel and name what's true and choosing the meaning wisely. This is the core of emotional intelligence, becoming aware of our internal state, understanding what it signals, and responding with clarity and wisdom. So, to answer the question, how do we make better predictions? Dr. Lisa Feldman-Barrett found that the best way to change the past is to change the present. And we do that by creating a physical environment for an optimal functioning, creating new mental models by giving new meanings to the past, and engaging in activities that will allow to predict new behaviors. So to take an example, let's say you just got your driving license, but you still don't feel 100% confident in driving the car all by yourself without the teacher there by your side anymore. If you manage to stay careful enough and avoid accidents, your confidence naturally increases because your brain now has a new experience to predict from. This new experience of your safely driving all by yourself for days and weeks wires a new model of prediction in your brain that is allowing you to drive with confidence now. Finally, let's talk about how our mindset shapes our reality. Dr. Alia Crum from the Stanford Mind and Body Lab found that our beliefs and expectations change how our body and brain chemistry respond. In one of her studies, participants drank the same milkshake, but half were told that it was decadent indulgence, and the other half were told it was a low-calorie diet shake. Guess what happened? The indulgent group showed a greater drop in ghrelin, the hunger hormone. They felt more satisfied, whereas the diet group stayed hungrier, even though they consumed the exact same thing. Another study showed that people who believed their daily life, like walking at work, counted as exercise, saw measurable improvements in weight and health markers, while those who didn't believe so didn't see any change, despite similar activity levels. So be careful with your beliefs and choose them wisely. How you frame your experience and the meaning you give to it matters. To conclude, pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional, as the Buddhists say. You feel sadness? Okay, that's pain. But if you tell yourself that you will never be happy again, that's suffering. We may not always control what we feel, but we can learn to choose how we relate to it. With awareness, we can transform pain into growth and suffering into understanding. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one.